Now let's look at segments. Here's a talk radio intro project I'm working on, and it has a 2-bar repeating phrase. The problem is, if I want to change something like making the bass part a little cooler, I now have to delete all these measures, then option drag the change part. Wait a minute, this is way too time consuming. Instead, I'm going to delete the repeated material and make this phrase into a segment by selecting it and choosing Make Segment Loop from the Edit menu. Now I have two different choices, make single track segments, or I'm going to make one segment with multiple tracks. I'm going to name it Mod Loop and set it to loop 4 times. Now I'll say Make, and there's my loop segment. Segments appear here in the Segment section of the Sequence window. If you want, you can copy a segment right from the Sequence window and paste or merge it anywhere in your tune. You can adjust the number of loops just by dragging the end of the loop segment, and of course, copy it by option dragging. Double-click any occurrence of a segment, and you'll go right to the original music. Obviously, any change you make will automatically change anywhere in your song that this segment happens. Now I'm going to unmake this segment back into regular tracks and show you the single track segments. This time I'll say, Make Single Track Segments. I'll turn the loop off, and you'll see that Studio Vision created 3 separate segments, one for each track. Now here's a cool arranging technique. I'm going to copy these segments and then select the drums and barophone the first time and the drums only the second time through. Now I'm going to mute these segments and listen to my arrangement. So without ever deleting anything, you can mute and unmute segments to experiment with different combinations. By going to the original segment, I could also set up a loop which could then become a nested loop. Considering that these tracks containing loops could also be looped, you can see that your arranging options are almost limitless.